joining me is a Cardiff girl who is serenading London audiences 8 times a week as Princess Anna in Frozen. She is a Disney leading lady. It is the lovely Laura Dawkes.
Yay!
How are you, Laura?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, I'm well. Welcome to BBC Radio Wales. And it is finally time that I get to meet you because I have been stalking you from afar, which sounds very creepy. I promise it's not. But it's always so lovely to see young Welsh talent succeeding. So it's nice to meet you in the flesh.
I know. Look at this.
I know. So as I said, you are a leading lady in Frozen on the West End. So first things first, how is life treating you? How's it going?
Oh my God. I mean, to say like my life has just completely changed is an understatement. I mean, it's just incredible, like in all the best ways possible. I mean,
Yeah.
I am absolutely exhausted all the time, but just like in a just princessing,
You
like...
know, just making it work.
Yeah. So yeah, we just do it. I just go with the flow. I'm very like, let's do it. Let's just ride the wave kind of person. So I'm just trying to take it in my stride and just learn as much as I can every single day, which is the best thing. Like, it's the best job ever.
And that's the best way to be.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question that's going to make me feel very old. How old are you, Laura?
I am 22.
Oh, no.
21 when I got
When you got the
job.
role, well, I've just
Yeah.
hit 30, so let's not talk about that. We'll get into Frozen, so
Yeah.
much to talk about, but I'd love to get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
You're a Cardiff girl. Whereabouts in Cardiff did you grow up?
So I'm from Llanrumney, and I always say top end. I'm at
Okay.
the top of the hill.
Okay,
Because I like,
just to make it clear.
Top end guys, okay, not the bottom. So yeah, Llanrumney, and I went to Easton High School.
Right.
It sounds literally like High School Musical, hilarious.
It does.
But no, it definitely wasn't like that. But my, time there was, I loved it, and that's how I started doing all of this, because I was always like a PE kind of girl. And then one day I just posted like a random singing video on Facebook. I just think it was like Skinny Love Birdie. It's not there anymore. I actually don't know where it's gone. And I'm actually sad because I'd love to listen to that just for the lols.
We'll have to dig that out.
I know. So yeah, I posted that. And then a couple of friends were like, oh my God, you need to join drama club. And I was like, no, not my thing. But I did. And it's all just started from there. I just did like all the school shows and then joined an Amdram called Kinetic Theatre Arts. And yeah, just thrived doing that. That was like my hobby. And every day of the week I was there, And even when I was doing my GCSEs, I was doing 3 different shows at the time. And I was just like, I thrive. I love this. This is what I want to do. So yeah. Yeah.
And that was that.
Yeah.
So why musical theatre? Was it the buzz of performing on stage maybe that caught you?
I think so, yeah. And I think the group of people I had around me when I did Amdram, like, I felt really safe and comfortable, and I just had the best times with everyone. And so, yeah, and then I I trained, and I just I feel like I've always been led down a certain path, and like I've never felt like it was wrong. So I just continued to go with it.
And where did you train?
So I went to a Milldale Academy.
Right.
Which, funny story actually, when I auditioned for that, it was like sometimes they do, it's called, what's it called now? Like an outreach. They'll come and do auditions at Cardiff, Glasgow, Ireland. So a lot of my Amdram friends would go in, and on Facebook it was labelled like a West End workshop. So I was like, great.
Get me there.
Get me there. Had no idea it was an audition for a drama school. So I'm just turning up like, free dance class, woo.
They caught you.
Yeah, they did. And I'm literally there like circling 3-year degree when I'm 15. And they're like, so we can't do that one. So I'm going to do you for the other course. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then they're asking me to come and sing something. Like, I had no sheet music. I was like, oh, actually sang Someone Like You from Jekyll and Hyde, which
What a
is my
song.
fave. And so I was like, yeah, let's just whack that out. So, and then I got recalled to come up to the college. And then I actually got put on a reserve list, which is so funny.
That's a scary place to be.
Yeah. And then I got accepted in the July, which was like, and it started in September, so that was quite late. And obviously, you know, my mum and dad, like I come from very humble beginnings.
Yeah.
So when I said that to mum and dad when I'd got accepted, you know, I was just so buzzing, and I could see mum and dad were a bit like, oh, but they went, Laura, we will do everything we can for you to be there. And they always used to say, you know, we'll live off bread and jam for the rest of our lives if we have to. And they did. They sacrificed so much for me to be there for the whole 5 years I trained. And like, I literally wouldn't be here without them. And when I got Frozen, you know, I couldn't wait to tell them, because it was just like, it all worked out.
I was going to say, Mum and Dad, if you are listening, it was all worth it.
It was.
Look at her now. So you graduated from college, and am I right in saying that Frozen was one of the first auditions that fell into your lap?
Literally. I graduated on the Friday, then the following Thursday I had a self-tape through for it. And, you know, it came through the role of Anna, and I was like, I mean, yeah, like my agent was like, what's your thoughts? I was like, absolutely. Like, whether they'll trust me and take a chance on me, who knows? Because I was always prepared to be like first cover, you know. And so, but I just felt like I had absolutely nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's go. I had that, you know, fresh grad energy. I was so buzzing to just be in the room. And so, yeah, it was like I went in about 4 times.
And when you get called in and you make it to the next stage, do you have to stop yourself from getting too excited? Do you start visualising the role?
Yeah, a little bit. I think the first round, I felt a bit deflated even before I got in the room, because in the waiting room, there were lots of girls there in different stages of the audition process. Like I knew they were in 2nd or 3rd round. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't understand that being a fresh grad, you know. I was like, I don't get it. So I'd walked in and I was like, well, I'm just going to do my best. And here we go. And they were so welcoming and lovely, and we worked on a lot of things, which I like. I like a workshop audition vibe.
Yes.
Because you get to know me and, you know, we can bounce off each other.
Yeah.
So that was great. And I left and I thought, well, whatever. And honestly, like a few hours after that, I had text off my agent on the train back saying, well done, lovely, you've got a recall, like incredible. And so I was like, whoa, straight away.
Straight in.
And then, yeah, I think I did have to wait quite a while because it was like a bank holiday. And so I was like nervous. But I was absolutely like, this is it.
This is it.
But I do feel like that helped me also. Like,
it did.
Yeah.
And do you remember where you were when you got the call saying, it is yours?
So I actually was with my agent. So on the day I found out, I was actually in an audition for Matilda for the international tour. And my agent was like, we were going to meet up that week for a catch-up. Anyway, and he said, do you mind meeting me today, you know, because you're in town and we'll meet up for a coffee afterwards. Great. So finished the audition, came out. And we went for coffee in an Olenstein, somewhere around Covent Garden. And
so London.
Yes.
I love an Olenstein.
Just an Olenstein. Not a Gales. But yeah, we sat down and he bought me like a sandwich and a coffee. Like he'd waited for me to eat my food because he knew I wouldn't have eaten.
He was teasing you.
He was. Do you know what though? I thought that was lovely. I thought it was like really like paternal. Like that's something my dad would have done for me.
It's nice.
And so, and I'm sat there genuinely talking about the audition process as if I'd done a terrible job. Like saying, oh well, you know, and like talk about the negatives that had happened. And he was like, right. You finished your food and stuff, and I was like, yeah. I've got something to tell you. I've got to speak to you about something, and I was like, oh my god, he's going to drop me already. I was
you
like,
thought you'd lost your agent.
I was like, he hates me. So I sat there, and he was like, how would you like to be a leading lady on the West End? And I honestly, like, in the middle of the street, because we were like on an outside table, just like burst into tears and was like shaking, and it was incredible. Like, I'll never forget that.
That's an amazing moment. And please tell me you rang your parents straight away.
Oh, yeah.
And what was the reaction?
I mean, yeah, there is a video on my Instagram of it, and I mean, my mum was like out of it. She'd just been to the dentist. So they like when I first phoned them, they didn't pick up for ages. And I was like, guys, come on. But then they eventually didn't. Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, you can see my mum. She just like looks up to the sky as if to be like, oh my God, thank you. Like, yeah.
Just an amazing moment. Well, Laura, stay where you are. To get us in the mood, we're going to hear a song from Frozen. This is the original Broadway cast of the show. Enjoy For the First Time in Forever. For the First Time in Forever, performed by the original Broadway cast of Frozen the musical, and Princess Anna herself, Laura Dawkes, is still here with me on BBC Radio Wales. Laura, that is a great song.
Oh my God, tell me.
Do you have fun singing that one?
Oh, I wouldn't say fun is the word.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I do. That's the hardest one for me. It's just like it is literally the first big thing I do. Pretty much the first thing I do, you know. It takes a lot of energy to get that out there. But no, it is iconic. I mean, that wedge is like so iconic. And fun fact about Frozen, actually, the audience are not made to clap until that moment in the show, which is like 20 minutes into the show.
So the build-up is there.
It's like a massive prologue of the children. And then obviously that number is huge. And so I love that moment because it's like the audience just go wild because they're like, oh my God, we're allowed to clap.
It's satisfying.
Yeah, it's great.
So we heard the Broadway cast there, and of course the iconic film exists too. So when you attempted to put your own stamp on this role, was that hard because you'd heard a few other performers perform this role?
I feel like with the singing, maybe not. Like, I feel like I had, you know, that was kind of, I was just going to do my thing. I think with the acting choices, I mean, it's all there in the script. And I feel like they employ a certain type of person to be Anna. I feel like you have to have some kind of Anna-ism in you to play that role.
Yes.
Because she is just witty and, yeah, she's an absolute ball of energy. So, I mean, I love it. She is, honestly, I'd say like one of the hardest roles, but the best roles because there's so much space to create every night. Like, it's never the same.
Yeah.
There's so much like gold dust moments to like sprinkle on her, and yeah, it's so fun. I love it.
Now, you're not the only Welsh person in this cast.
No.
There's a certain snowman who's Welsh as well, isn't there?
There is my friend Craig Gallivan.
The lovely Craig Gallivan. How is he doing in the show?
Oh my God. I mean, he's just like fabulous. Honestly, I don't think he knows how brilliant he is in that role. Like, we say this all the time, but the amount of detail he is the snowman. Do you know what I mean? And he's probably my favorite character, like apart from, you know, myself or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, he's my favourite character in the show. To be with, to play with, to be on stage with. He's just like so much fun. Yeah, he's absolutely brilliant.
We love you, Craig.
We love you, Craig, if
He's
you're listening.
Fantastic. Now, performing 8 shows a week is intense. So I want to know, what does Laura Dawkes do on her days off? How do you relax? And what hobbies have you got outside of the show?
Yeah. I mean, I am the bedhead Anna on my days off. Like, literally, that's me. I mean, it's hard. Like, I've never, ever done 8 shows a week. So finding that routine for me was huge. And I mean, I'm a very like listen to my body person.
Yeah.
So, you know, at the beginning of the contract, Mondays and Tuesdays, I did nothing. And, you know, like I genuinely did. I don't think people believe me when I used to say that, but like I couldn't. I had to like re-energize, recharge for the week because it's the only way I could get through. But yeah, I just like to rest, take my time. I love to go on a dog walk and just go out shopping, a bit of retail therapy.
As you do.
Yeah.
What dog have you got?
A French bulldog.
Oh, lovely.
Little Luna. She's a pocket rocket.
Love that.
Yeah. And yeah, just spend time with like, I mean, my boyfriend's away at the moment, but yeah, I'd love to spend just weekends chilling in
Yeah.
his company and
Switch off.
you switch off 100%.
Now, I imagine the crowds at Frozen are full of exciting kids and young people who look up to you. So I want to know, who do you look up to? Are there any performers that have inspired you over the years? Any important people?
Do you know what? I've had this question asked to me before and I don't know. Like, I can't actually remember growing up. I feel like it wasn't a person. I don't know if it was... I mean, when I was little, I genuinely used to fall asleep to the film Hairspray.
Oh, great film.
And I would, like, fall asleep reciting the whole scenes. Like, I loved it. But, like, singing-wise, you know, I've always loved Jennifer Hudson. Like, iconic.
Yes.
She was, like, a huge inspiration for me for years. I love Dreamgirls. But I just appreciate anyone with, like, a great voice. And also my dad has brought me up on really great music. So I think I've just always been like a music lover. So I think a lot of my, you know, love comes from that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Laura, it's been an absolute joy to speak with you and to finally get to know you a little bit better. We are very proud of you here on BBC Radio Wales. Keep up the good work and congratulations on all of your success. Anyone who's planning a London trip, go catch Laura Dawkes in Disney's Frozen at the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane, until the 8th of September 2024. But Laura, please, before you go, I want you to pick the next track. So what musical theatre have you been listening to and what would you like to hear here on BBC Radio Wales?
Yes. Okay. So, I mean, it's been going viral on, you know, Instagram everywhere. And me and Samantha Barks are actually obsessed with this song.
Okay.
So here it is. This is My Days from The Notebook.
Oh, I'm so happy you've chosen this one. I've been obsessed. This is Joy Woods. Enjoy My Days from The Notebook.